Hello, I am Pam, and this is my channel, Made by Pam. So today is Friday, October 14th, 2022. Hashtag Friday Sews. So what have I done this week? Well, I decided to dye my cuffs that I was thinking about using. So I had a white cuff with like this silver trim, because I have a black cuff with like a gold and white trim, but I had a white cuff with the silver and white trim, and I figured I would give it a try to see if it works. It looks okay, but then comparing it to my jacket, I'm like, maybe I should have used purple. But I don't think I saw any purple. So I'm going to have to go back to the store and look. Because I have another roll of trim like this. And I have another cuff like this. So the cuffs are okay. I don't know. So they're blue. And the blue's pretty, but the color blue that it turned out just doesn't quite go with the color blue that is on my jacket. And I'll get to my jacket in a minute after I show you. So these would be the cuffs, which is okay, but I don't know how well it would go. So maybe I should have done purple. Maybe I could have gotten a more true color to go with the purple colors that are in the jacket. Or maybe I've stuck with the white. But I worry about the white because the white might look a little dingy over time. But this kind of does too. So I don't know. I still have another white cuff because I had two sets. And so I could just do a white cuff, or I could try for purple. I don't know. Alright, so while I was dyeing all that, because I had the dye in the pot, and I was like, you know, I still got a lot of dye, let me try something else. So I came downstairs, and just out there I have like some bag of like some old clothes and stuff that was given to me, and my kids don't want to wear it, but I had this shirt. Well, it's a white t-shirt. It's an extra large. So I decided I was going to take rubber bands, like little rubber bands, and like pinch the edges and tie the rubber bands around them all over, like all different things. So here's a picture of that of this shirt all banded up. Okay, and then I did a little like video showing it's not the best. I don't even think I've rewatched it. So yeah, but I'm gonna do that before I put it on here. But here's that.
Wad it all up. Gotta make use of the dye. I've got extra. Don't want it to go to waste. So I just took a random white t-shirt. Figure maybe one of my kids would eventually want to wear it. Maybe. And I decided to put rubber bands so that it will kind of do a tie-dye effect. But it's just all with the same collar blue. Well, it's a sapphire blue. Because I was dyeing some cuffs. And I figured that while I'm at it, I can dye a couple other things too and see how it turns out. But it says to do water, almost boiling water. It's like water like 200 plus degrees. And I guess it's supposed to be submerged in the water all the way. But it's okay. It will be great. And I'm working on another pot there that is going to be the fixative for the dye so that it can fix the dye into the fabric. And I'm just hoping my cuffs aren't too dark. And if they are, then I will just use ones that are just plain without dyeing them. We'll see. We'll see how it looks when it's done. All right, bye.
Magic of editing. All right, so this is a shirt. So I have like little splotches. Now what I did is after I dyed it, I undid the bands and did the rinse off process and then put it in the fixative. And you know, the fixative already had a little bit of the blue in it, so it took part of that and it like carried over to some of this other, so it's not as white. But it'll be okay. So I'm thinking what I want to do is something kind of fun. Like I have some fabric markers, okay, that I got. I also have some fabric crayons. And I was thinking, how fun would it be to color this up a little bit? So I might do that. Just because. Alright, so now let's get into my jacket. Obviously I still have to add the cuffs. And so I still have to do the top stitching around it. Because I'm not going to do the top stitching until I get the cuffs added. And that's if I add the cuffs. I could just do it so I don't. And if you see a little bit of shine, it's because I'm wearing my retainer. Yeah. Alright. So, I'll go ahead and move my seat a little bit. So this is my jacket. And things would have been easier to do if I hadn't have already attached the zipper. But it was like an afterthought of doing what I did. So this is my jacket. So I can put it on. There's a little bit of extra bulk back there. I guess I probably could have used a thinner fabric, you know, but I didn't. I used this type of fabric, and it's thicker, and it's what I used on the sides here, and for my zipper panel, I used this fabric. And I could have just used the cotton fabric like this, because I have some black. I could have just used that to do the jacket, because that's what I did for my husband's coat, because he needed a lightweight. And it might have made it better. It feels a little bulky. Hold on. Yeah, it's because I don't have it all the way pulled down. Because I was demonstrating it for my husband and my kids the other day when I got it finished. Alright. So, I have my jacket. And like I said, it's got a little bit of bulk in the back. No big deal. You know, nobody's going to really realize. Or maybe they will. I don't know. Maybe I should have used the thinner fabric. You know, it's not too late. I still have the bottom open. I could just kind of take and unstitch it all and add a whole new backpack piece. But let me show you what I have first. And then you can give me your opinions on it. So this is what I call my hidden backpack, or hidden jacket inside a backpack. So obviously I still need to do my cuffs. So I was trying to debate. Like, I'll just use for example. Let's see. Let me show you. Because it basically, when it's done, I'd have that folded, and then I'd have this in. Let's see. I'm not doing a very good job of explaining. But so that would be kind of, you know, overlapped a little bit. Well, it looks okay though, really. After you put it with it, it doesn't look so bad. And I like the fact that it would have the cuff and not just be open like my other one. Because I always find that I want to like close it up somehow on my other jacket that I made. So I might just use this. It doesn't look so bad when it's actually on there. Not to me anyways, but give me your opinion. So, move my mouse out of the way so I don't hit it. So, here, I have put in a zipper panel, which would have been easier had I have done it prior to adding the shell to the lining, but it all works out. When I did this, it's kind of bugging me a little bit. Alright, well, anywho, now my zipper panel. So, I had added my zipper, and I was looking at it. I'm like, I don't quite like that. It just doesn't quite work. So I took and I unpicked it, and I decided to add like the little flap, like little flapped zipper panel. So that's what I did. So it opens up, and in here I have another zipper panel, but this one basically stays open while this other one's closed, just for the pure fact of everything. Yeah, and maybe this inside part is a little too thick, I don't know. But so out pops a backpack. So I added the little straps here. I added a little hangy thing. And so the backpack, it's attached on both edges of the zipper panel. Okay. So basically, it's a finagling of, you know, making the coat fit. And it fits just fine. Okay, so we basically take and stuff the coat in there. You know, I could have done a zipper panel on the bottom of the coat, but I didn't feel like that was conducive to what I wanted to do, because then I'd have to attach it somehow in the back. Alright, so have that. So this, when this is in there, this inside zipper stays open, and this outside zipper, this inside zipper stays open because it's not like a double zipper head, which would make it nice if it was. You know, if I had the zipper pull that was both side had the zipper head, and I've thought about getting some. If I had that zipper pull, it would eliminate the need for a separate zipper panel, because I would do things a little bit different. Then I'm kind of thinking that having this box corner, it's not necessary. That's probably where they're uncomfortable, because it doesn't even, there's like no benefit to having this. So I'm thinking I need to go back and redo that and make so I don't have this top part. I don't have the top part squared off. Like, the bottom part is fine to be squared off because that's where my straps go, and it makes it easier. But so we close that up here. And the way I'd done it, I had originally wanted to make it so that this zipper panel was on the top and it was the part that was showing, and then this would be like my extra zip pocket would be against my back. But the way I ended up doing it, I kind of needed to just do it so that the way it worked out is that this, where I stuffed the coat in, was going to be against my back, and then the pocket is going to be facing out, which is fine. It's no big deal. So I have a little zipper panel here. So, like, if I'm going somewhere and I need a place to put something, which usually, most of the time I'm wearing my overalls, so my phone goes in my pocket right there, because it's so much easier than putting it in my pocket along my leg. Just easier to have it right there, and then it's always where I know where it is. But like if I have a wallet or like my keys or something that I need to put somewhere, just grab a set of keys that I have sitting over there. If I have a set of keys that I need to stuff in there, it's where I got it, or my wallet, because I'm not obviously not going to put it in there. But if I needed to stick it in there, it's there. Okay. Just go ahead and put that back on my charger. But so I've got that panel. Also, it's got the hanger, and things are a little bit backwards because originally I was going to have it going this way and then this hanger, you know, like that. But then the way it turned out, the way it ended up being sewn together, it didn't quite work out as well as it could have, I guess. But yeah. Oh, there's the backpack. Oh, you want to see it on me? Okay. The way I did it is just so that it just kind of sits right in the, like, the crook of my back. And it's just kind of perfect, so there's no adjustments or anything. It just sits where it needs to sit. And it's like a backpack. So it's not like you're having to take your coat. Hold on 1 minute. Okay. So if you're going along, this is my other jacket that I made a couple, well, I guess before the summertime. And I made it with Angela from I can't even remember her name. I'm so sorry, Angela. Me and my fabrics. I can't remember half the time. So this coat I made before. And see, I've got the big open sleeves. And sometimes I like take and wrap it around as I'm walking. Because they're so open. Now I could have added elastic and made them scrunched up and stuff, but that just didn't look right. Yeah. You know, I could easily take something like this and just kind of sew it onto the inside of that, which would be fine. Like stretch it around, and then it would like kind of, and then it would just kind of like be there and peek out, but it wouldn't be too bad. Maybe I'll do that. I do have some gray. Yeah, I have some gray cuffing that I got. Yeah, I bought cuffing because it was on sale, and I saw it, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to get that. So I have some gray that I think would work well for this because the lining is gray, but I think I have a light gray, but it will work. So, then I have my little cord stop things here. Just the way I did it. And I always, whenever I'd wear this, okay, let me pull you down a little bit here. So whenever I'd wear this, I'd trying to find a pocket on the side. And I was like, man, next time I do this, I need the pocket on the side. So I'll show you my pocket on the side on those in a minute. But so I have these pockets, so I could undo this snap here. Okay. And then I could stick my hands in the pocket. No big deal. Got pockets. I just find that having the inseam pockets on the side that you can just stick your hands in and have them there would be great. But this is the first jacket I did, and I didn't add the zipper, like the little zipper panel. It was kind of different. But I did top stitch all of this when I had made it. So I have all my top stitching. Back to you. But yeah. So this is a jacket that I made previously. So what I was getting into, my mind, oh my goodness. Like if you're out walking around and it gets too hot, you know, you're stuck taking off your coat because you're out in public. You really can't go back to your vehicle. Or maybe you didn't drive. Maybe you took a bus or on a field trip with your kid. And it gets too hot. And so you're stuck carrying your coat the whole entire way because it's so hot. So your hand is always busy holding on to your coat because what else are you going to do with it? So instead of holding on to that coat, you just pop the coat on your back. There we go. Now, your both hands are free to do whatever you want to do. You're not dying because it's so hot, you know. And then at night, if it gets a little bit cooler, like if you're, you know, out hiking or something, and you go for like an early morning and you want to wear your coat. And then you're like staying overnight or something. Well, you don't want to have to pack the coat as you're going along. Like, oh man. Yeah. For me, it's just brilliant. So when it gets too cold, or whatever, and you need to put your coat back on, you take off your backpack, and you flip it back out, you stuff it all back in, which I can already tell I'm going to have to do some finagling with this pack. Because I realize those top corners do not, I repeat, do not need to be boxed. So I'm going to have to fix that. But in order to fix that, I might have to redo it. Or I just leave it. But the box corners, I'm sorry. It's not very conducive to what I was trying to do, I guess. It doesn't benefit anything. Alright. But basically, stuff it back in towards the bottom of the coat. Like, even if you're going somewhere and you are going, like if you're taking stuff with you, like you have a package, and you don't want to necessarily carry it in your hands. Now if I can get this strap to cooperate with me here, okay? Because the straps are on the inside. Put it in there. And maybe you need to take a couple of extra items with you or whatever. Maybe some tape with you. Granted, it would get kind of bulky. Maybe some tools. You know, it would get kind of bulky, I admit. So I still have a lot to do because my sleeves do like to turn in on themselves when I do my magic trick. And it takes me a minute to sort out my sleeve again. Hold on. So after I get this all like, the kinks worked out and stuff, it'll work out great. So granted, see, it doesn't add too much extra. You know it's back there, obviously. But it just kind of sits in the crook of your back, you know? So you can't really even tell. Maybe. I don't know. And it's not going to add a whole lot of extra. Okay. Well, let me go ahead and take out this extra baggage that I put in my coat. Some extra zippers. Because I was auditioning the zippers to see which one was going to make the cut. Now you heard me, I said auditioning. I was testing them out. I would say, okay, which one's the right size? Which one's going to work? Which one do I want to use? Some of them got used, but then I chose to not use them. Okay, so it's back to just being a coat without the backpack showing. Okay. And there we go. And then I've got the hood. I've got the zipper with my zipper panel here. And most of the time when I wear it, it'll probably be open. But if I needed to zip it all the way up, like if it's a chillier day and I need that extra. Now this is a little bit tight right here. I think because this was a smaller, I made the smaller size. And so that does kind of fill in just a little bit. But it's okay. Most of the time, I'm not going to have it all the way zipped up. And if I'm wearing my jacket, I may still not have it all the way. Like if I put my hood on, I may still not have it all the way zipped up. But yeah. So yeah, I can put my cuffs on there. Alright. Oh, I was going to show you my inseam pockets. I'm pretty sure I showed you last week on here. But that's okay. See, got an inseam pocket here. Move you down a little bit so you can see better. So, got my inseam pockets. I'm walking along, just put them in there. I don't have to stick them in the top. I just put them in the sides. But then, also on here, I have this pocket, and I have lined the pockets with the other fabric. And then, I'll close that back up here. Right. I got that, and I got this other pocket here. And then, on the inside, I also have pockets. And so you can see where I made that extension with the panel. But I didn't really take into account the neckline or anything. All I did was make it so that I could actually put it on and it would actually zip up. So I didn't really put into account like the tightness around the top neck. But that's okay. Alright. I got this. So I have put in a snap for my pocket here. So I got my pocket. I also did that on this other side with a snap in the pocket. And then I have added a hidden zipper pocket, so if I needed to put anything in there. Same with this other side. I also have that hidden zippered pocket. And so I have the zippers going this way, like that, because who wants to reach all the way in here to unzip a pocket and then go all the way back? It's easier to have it on the outside part and zip it back and forth. At least to me. I planned it out that way when I was making it. I had to like think about it. And I still have this piece pinned up just so it was out of the way, and then I'd unpin this piece because I was showing it. I'm still going to put the little cord tie things on it. I could do, oh, I just threw it on the floor. So I've got this kind here, as I toss it. This kind here, that has a little thing here. Or with this other one, I have this kind here. You just twist it and then you pull it like that. So either way works. I just need to decide which one I want to use. I was thinking about these ones, but I think I might, I don't quote me on this. I might have some different colors of this one. But I know I do have black of this one. So if all else fails, I could always just use black on it. And it would be cool. Alright, so is there anything else I wanted to tell you about? Not really. I think this is the gist of my jacket. Oh, did you guys want to see where this inspiration came from? You do? Alright, well, give me one moment. I'm going to go and grab that jacket that my husband has that this inspiration came from. Okay, I am back. So this is a jacket that this inspiration came from. So my husband, well, he worked at a call center. And they used to do this rewards program and they could choose something. And he was offered to choose something off their website. And so he chose something. And so he got this jacket. And he made sure, they said that they had to have like the embroidered like logo of the company on the outside of the coat. So he made sure he got it in black so it was less noticeable. But the inside of it, okay, this is where the inspiration came from. Which I see that there's a couple spots that are coming unstitched that I probably need to stitch up. So this is his jacket. And it's a zippered pocket back here, okay? And it's like a double zipper. So it has a little slider handle thing on both sides, which is great. So he would just take it. When he'd take it off, he'd just take it and stuff it in his bag. You know, just like that. And zip it up. And there you go. And this was just a little bag. So a couple months ago, my husband was going to his military training stuff. And he got a new PT jacket. Like, it's a physical training. So they have to do their trainings and stuff, and it's like physical exercise, like running their miles and all that other kind of fun stuff. So it's kind of like, almost like a tracksuit. And he was mentioning about it, that he would really like it to turn into a backpack. And he'd had this idea for a long time, and he just kept mentioning it. I'm like, okay, let me see what you're talking about. And so I took a look at it, and I took a look at the fabric on the inside of the jacket, because it's different than what this one was. So this is like the cotton, and it's a lightweight, and I probably should have used a lighter weight fabric for my jacket than I did this heavier weight. So maybe I will rethink the backpack thing, maybe redo it, because it's not too late. I can. I haven't finished it yet. I finished the backpack, but see, I have seam rippers. See, this is a seam ripper, and then this is an X-Acto knife with a blade, and I got that blade, and I have these other blades, But what gave me an idea about the X-Acto blade thing is I have a Frisker's tool that has like the X-Acto blades. And I was using that a little bit for seam ripping because it's a seam ripper tool. And these things are always getting dull, and there's really no easy way to sharpen these. So I was like, man. But for these, you know, you never have to replace the handle per se. It's just the blade you have to replace. So you can get like a fancy handle that's thicker than this, and it works out great. Like I have a couple other handles too, but this handle is just the cheap Dollar Tree handle. Like I got this set from the Dollar Tree. Okay, now this blade that I'm using actually, it's actually like a surgical blade. So it's just like a little stainless steel surgical blade thing. I got it from like a from that Value Vault. Like it's a thrift. It's not a thrift store. They just have a bunch of different items. And I happened to see that one time when I was there. Like I gone in and I gotten my stuff. And I went in to put my cart back in after I put my stuff in my vehicle. And then I talked to a lady, and I happened to see it sitting in the bin. Hi, sweet girl.
Mom.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, good.
Did
you get your homework done yet?
Yes.
Did you get your homework done yet?
No.
No. Oh no. What are we gonna do? You're silly.
Where you find Demo?
I'll find him later.
Why?
What? Does he want to play hide and seek?
Yes.
Well, you better go find him then.
Mom, me and Timo made a new game.
Oh, did you? What game?
Yes, sneaking into people's room.
Oh, you're playing sneak into the room
Yes.
without being detected?
Yes, and that's in the big cut.
Awesome. You know, you should play a game and put baby dolls on Daniel's bed.
Yes.
Go do it! Go get him out of the toy box and put him on his bed.
And then, now Daniel is in the bathroom, and he will hate me when he finds out. Right, Mom?
Tell him to get mad at Mommy.
I tell him
Oh no! Here comes the other troublemaker.
I will tell Daniel that you did it, Mom. I will tell Daniel that you did it, Mom.
This is Timo. Hi, sweetheart.
I let you out like a cat. That I'm doggy bear.
Can I finish my video?
No.
Why not?
That.
You want me to continue on and on and on? That would be a very, very long... Oh, are you going to go play a game? Are you going to put baby dolls on Daniel's bed? Are you going to go do that? And then you can blame it on Mommy.
Baby dolls on Daniel's bed and...
No, don't sit on my lap. I'm talking to my friends. I want to talk to my friends and tell them all about my adventures.
Mom, you are doing another day, boy. You can do that. Okay?
But I'm talking to him now. It's recording.
What?
Yeah, look at the timer right there. See the timer?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's recording. So it's recording you. It sees you. Okay, so what I was saying, I gone back into the store to put my card away and to mention to a lady that I was leaving because I think there was something that she was looking for, something I was looking for, and we couldn't find it. And so I went into back like I'd gone and said, okay, well, I'm leaving now. Thank you anyways. Couldn't find what I was looking for. She's like, okay, no big deal. But while I was putting that in, because she was by one of the bins, I happened to find a package of these blades. And so I was like, oh, I need those.
What, Mom?
Yeah, so much chocolate.
Mm.
So I
Mom, what one do you want?
asked the cashier lady, I'm like, can we open up this box and look at what kind of blades are in the box so I can see if they will work? So she opens it up and she shows it to me. So we actually opened up the package, you know.
Mom,
I
don't want to
and looked at it and pulled it out and looked at it.
I tasted
And I was
all
looking at it, I'm
these.
like, you know what? Those will work. She's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And if they don't work, it's $1. No big deal. So I got the blade and it works perfect. It's got that little bit of edge there, but that's okay.
Mom, what?
That is so many.
I take up on the one, okay?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So that's where my story
And then I
comes
try
in.
to do it out
What?
somehow.
What?
Hug. Where am I
many
tired
hugs.
of?
Are you going to go share them?
Yeah. Timon, where did you put
It
that?
was
Had that
blue.
one.
Thank you.
Timon, where did you put it? Like the blue doll that I gave you? What?
It's under his bed.
Mm?
Is it in the toy box?
Yeah.
Is it on your bed above your bed?
Yeah.
Yeah. Go look for it.
Has the bed underneath? No.
The one above your bed.
It is not.
Oh, well, go look. Alright, so what I was getting into is that I got the blade so I could use it as a seam ripper. And I even told the lady, I'm like, I'm going to use these blades as part of my sewing stuff as a seam ripper. It's like, well, that's a good idea. Well, yeah, but I look at my husband's jacket here, and it's got some stitching that's coming undone. But the way that this jacket is made, I can't just like go in and stitch that up with my machine, because I don't have any openings to do that. I don't have any openings, you know. I guess I could make an opening on the side. Like, I guess I could make an opening in like the lining on the side and take it and stitch it up with some gray thread, and then take and just like hand stitch this back. Or I could just take with some gray thread and just hand stitch that, which might be easier because this does have the thread there, and I could just incorporate that back into the thing. I'm not exactly 100% sure how, but I could do it. So it's got that little bit of excess there where the stitching has come undone. But that's where the backpack idea came from, is from the hidden pack that kind of turns this into a pillow. That idea came from. So it's been done. It's out there. You know. Alright. So, I think that is all. I wanted to find my husband's military jacket and show you those workings, but I couldn't find it. Well, let me show like on the inside of this. So a lot of this I did from this inside, like I still have an opening. So I'd sewn all this, and I'd done my zipper and sewn all this in and stuff. And then I showed my husband after I got the stitcher attached, the zipper attached, and then I had sewn in this panel, and I showed him. And he's like, well, why didn't you add a backpack to it? I'm like, really? He's like, yeah, that would be so cool. And I'm like, you know. It would have been so much easier before I added everything together. But I made it work because I did have this bottom panel open. So I have my pack right here. So, see, I just have my little panel here. And it's easy enough. If I needed to, I could easily just take my seam ripper and unstitch this line of stitching that goes around that attaches this to that. It's not that difficult. And I might have to do that because I'm realizing this is kind of bulky, kind of heavy, and I really should not have done this. Didn't even get my words straight. I should not have boxed these top corners. The top corners should not be boxed. That's a no-no. Okay? But, you know, everything else is fine. Like, I could easily make this. I could fully make up the pack itself. And then after I have it made up, I could just stitch it back in to this pack. The only problem and part of this is I did top stitch this edge and this edge, you know. When I did it, I flipped this edge here and I top stitched. Because I was stitching something in. And I top stitched this edge too. So it would be a lot of unstitching. Or I just leave it. I don't know. Or I take out this box corner and I just round this corner here. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, okay? So I'm going to undo this box corner and I'm just going to stitch and just kind of have it rounded, this corner, because that'll be fine. Right? Yeah? Say yes, please. Maybe I will unstitch it, because I can stitch it back up if I need to. I will unstitch it and I will pin it. I will take and I will pin this top corner and with that little curve, and I will see how it's going to work before I fully finish it. Yeah. But then if that doesn't work, I can, no, obviously I have other fabric. So I have this black fabric. Like, this is what I use for my hoop, for my little loop thing that I put on the back. So my little hanging hoop, or my hanging, loop. This is what I put on the back part of my backpack. Okay, so I have this black fabric. It's just like a cotton poly that I got from Walmart. It's the same with this fabric here. You know, same type of fabric that I could use as the backpack. I think, I don't know if I have enough exactly, but I might. I could make up a mock, you know, and see, maybe record it while I do. So I took, while I was finishing up the specs on this pack, I took and I wrote it in my book. So I wrote down like little notes and stuff of what I was doing and measurements and stuff that I was doing, so that I would have them written down, just kind of for like remembrance of like what I did, so I could say, okay, well, if I'm going to do this again, this is the size I need. And I wrote down like the measurements and like, okay, like on my strap, I was like, oh, I don't need quite that much of the strap, so how much are we going to cut off? So I took my thing, let's see, where is my excess strap that I cut off? I have it here. I promise you, I do. Because I already had the whole strap prepped. Shows you how prepared I am, right? So anywho, I had it all. You know, I'd made the strap and stuff, but I can't find it now anywhere. But so basically I cut off 13 inches off of it. It was like 44 inches long. And I took and I just cut off 13 inches. Because I took it and I had it like kind of pinned in my pack and tried it on, like, okay, is this gonna work? And then I cut off 13 inches. And I'm like, okay, this is perfect because of the way it hits and where it hits. Just right in the crook of my back. And so there's no need for like the hardware or adjustments or anything. It works out really good. So I wrote down my measurements. I wrote down for my zipper panels, you know, all the different little things that I needed to do. So I have a zipper panel here that I call it my zipper audition, I guess, because that's what I was doing. I was taking zippers and I was practicing and I was sewing it in. Oh, there's my strap. See, this is my strap here. And I think it's 13 inches. Yeah, it's 13 inches. So I cut off 13 inches off of it. There's my other strap. I think, yeah. Okay, so zipper audition. Like I sewed it up and I tried it out. I'm like, oh, that's not going to quite work. Like this one, I think I sewed it in kind of backwards or whatever. And then I have this one, like I was sewing it, and I'm like, that one's just quite not going to work either. But, you know, it would also be backwards. And I can unstitch them. That's not a problem. But I was trying stuff out. And I think those are the only two that I sewn in and then I didn't use. But I was trying stuff out because, you know, I would sew things together and then I would try to figure out how I was going to like make the hidden, like to kind of hide, if you're doing something, kind of hide that zipper, you know, and just the different tricks and stuff. And that's kind of what these zippers, these are my zipper audition zippers. I was sewing them together and Like, these ones I didn't sew in, but I looked at them like, well, do I use this one or do I use this one? And I would look at the measurements. I'm like, oh, those ones quite aren't the right length, so let's do something else. So, yeah.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Elizabeth.
I blamed it on Timo.
You were supposed to blame it on me.
Sorry.
Say, Mom did it.
Sorry, Mom.
Now Daniel's going to be upset at you guys. Supposed to blame it on me. Because he can't stay upset at me because I'm his mom.
And you will I'll try to hurt you.
No, I won't let him hurt me. He could try, but I'm not going to let him.
I gotta put in the timeout.
What?
I gotta put in the timeout if he hurts you.
I don't know. Maybe I should make you guys get your schoolwork done. If you don't get it done, you're going to get an F. You want an F? You know what F means?
Bad.
Like failure. You need one of those.
I found one.
All right. Well, that's enough shenanigans for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day and stay creative. Bye now.